Well, I will say that when I was a regional up in the Panhandle, that the service that I was using, I was first introduced to senior psych care is probably maybe 5 years ago. My current provider at the time was for psychiatry. They would come in once a month, and they did a wonderful job when they came in. But the problem that I had was we specialized in behavioral type people. Our buildings were known as the last house on the left, which we took clients that was pretty much in every other nursing home, and no one else wanted them because of their behavior. So we would take them. We felt every human being needs the dignity of having meals and being treated like human beings. So we would admit them. The problem is I was discharging an awful lot of residents to the psych hospital. When I onboarded senior psych care, we went from one visit a month from my previous provider to one visit a week from senior psych care. Now, what this did was we caught the behaviors in the early stages, and we were able to treat those behaviors in-house. And it didn't dawn on me until about the second or third month after senior psych care was in my building that I went from averaging one discharge a week to one discharge a month. Now, we still discharge to the psych hospital, but we had reduced our discharges because of the frequency of visits that senior psych care had promoted. So it was a wonderful program. Now as a regional for senior psych care, it's interesting because we have wonderful programs that we offer to the nursing homes. For example, dose reduction rounds, which we call behavior rounds. We call them behavior rounds because they are resident specific and the meetings are resident driven. If we call them dose reduction rounds, that kind of gives a connotation to where it's a facility-driven meeting that we're going to just reduce medicines because that's what the law dictates. So we call them behavior rounds. And when we go through our behavior rounds, we do experience some dose reductions. And we also, during the behavior rounds, there may be some doses increases, just depending on the team. When I say the team, it's going to be the facility director of nurses, the assistant director of nurses, the MDS nurse, social worker, and sometimes the activity director, and sometimes the administrators participate in behavior rounds. So we'll go through the regimen of everybody that's on our caseload, and we offer this service. Senior Psych Care offers the service. Some buildings do them monthly, some buildings do them quarterly, and some buildings choose not to do them at all. Now, the buildings that choose not to do them at all, their verbiage that I hear is, your provider does dose reductions on a weekly basis if there's a dose that can be reduced, or at least monthly with the pharmaceutical recommendations. These pharmacy recommendations are addressed. So the buildings that don't choose to participate in behavior rounds, they tell me that those meetings aren't needed because y'all are already doing your job. That's always good to hear, but we do offer that service to the nursing homes.